Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome back to the Risky Boy channel. So you know what time it is? It is Super Smash Bros. Disney Episode 6. So now you're probably wondering, Peyton, why is your beautiful face on my screen right now? And first off, thank you for telling me I have a beautiful face. Second off, it's because, well, we're trying something a little bit different. It's been a while since we've done Super Smash Bros. Disney. I believe it's probably hasn't been that long, like 6 months at least. We should double check first. So it's been since July 18th of 2024. It's about a year and a half. It's only been 2 years. Yeah, so we should get back on the series again. And I know a lot of you probably were worried, like, oh my god, he hasn't been on for a year. This series is probably done. Absolutely not. I love Super Smash Bros. Disney, and of course it's not because the Super Smash Bros. Episode 1 video almost got 10,000 views. And everyone should go watch that. It's not because of that. It's actually because I enjoy this series a lot. I love the creativity of making a moveset for many of the Disney characters. I think that's really cool. And I have the entire roster ready to go. I just gotta make their movesets. So, gotta go with this one. Episode 6, as I teased in my previous video, is going to be Simba from The Lion King. So, with that out of the way, enjoy this video, enjoy this new take on the Smash Bros. Disney series, and let's get going. So now, we must ask ourselves a question: which Simba do we use? And now, we haven't had that question for any of the other characters. Like with Mickey Mouse, we have his classic form and his Steamboat Willie form, but those are alt costumes, those aren't his base form. His base alt was very easy to pick because it's Mickey Mouse. That's what you see with him. But with Simba, there are two different versions of him in the movie. One is his young cub Simba form, and then later in the movie, we get a grown-up adult Simba. Now, which one do we choose? Which one do I think is more iconic? Well, I actually think it's going to go to young Simba. And the reason is because adult Simba, I don't think he differentiates himself that much. Actually, the adult lions, besides Scar in the movie, I see towards being Mufasa. That's what I resonate the adult male lions in that movie. But with young Simba, he has more of a personality per se. He shows more of himself in his young form than his adult form, at least based on looks. Actions are very different than looks, but based on looks, I think young Simba gives us a better way to work around this moveset. So with young Simba, obviously his attacks aren't going to be as coordinated. He is a cub after all. He's not experienced with getting any fighting. Sure, he wants to be brave like his father, but he's still a cub. His attacks are a little more loose than anything else. So when you see the moveset, a lot of those attacks aren't going to be coordinated. Those are going to be things he thinks he can do and ends up getting the hit off of them. And I think what would be really cool is after he gets a hit, he actually celebrates with getting the hit. Because he's like, oh my god, I did this. I am being just like my father, Mufasa. I think that's a really cool way to go about it. So let's start off with our normal attack. Jab is going to be called Claw. Now, Simba slashes before ending with a mini pounce. You know, this is just your standard 3-hit attack on every character, and this one actually doesn't have any back attack. It's just 3 strokes. Now, with forward tilt, this is called Claw Slash. Now, this is your first reference to the actual movie, which was kind of hard to Simba, as a lot of the moveset isn't actually from the movie. Most of it is actually slash, forward tilt, Simba slashes the claws from one paw forward. This references Simba slashing hyenas. Now there are 2 different hitboxes. Just claw, one is the paw hitbox. Just good damage, hit, but there's a different hit, kind of like what you see on Wolf. His claws, his claws like it's never stronger, and it's a kill move. And with this move, if you remember, Simba actually scratches a hyena almost on his face, so I feel like this is going to be now with up tilt, we're called claw. the basic attack. Again, no reference here, but he does get a little bit of height as he's a bit smaller, so this is good. Now, the final tilt is down tilt. Simba slashes towards the ground. Now, this crouch is going to be lower because Simba is actually a cub, smaller, and lion in the range of attack. They're going to be much more on the ground. Low to the ground, one hit move, kind of similar if that was still. Now we're going to move on to the smash attacks, and we're going to start with forward smash, which is called learning pounce. Simba lunges forward with his 2 claws, trying to catch the opponent. This is a reference to Simba learning the pounce against a small grasshopper. Again, a very strong attack if you can get the timber hit points. Next is going to be up smash, which is called jump up slash. Simba jumps off his hind legs and uses 2 slashes with his claws. Again, no reference here, but gets more range than his up tilt. Next is down smash, which is called double claw sweep. Simba slashes low to the ground once again, but with a bit more force and actually swipes both sides instead of just in front of him. Think of it just like Wolf's down smash in Ultimate. Now with our final grounded move is going to be dash attack, cub headbutt. Simba just launches forward head first, kind of like Pikachu. Just like a bullet right into the side of the opponent. This references the second attempt to wake up Mufasa at the beginning of the movie. It's an easy reference right there. It's going to be, I feel like, strong like Pika dash attack, which I don't know how people feel about that because that move's busted. Anyways, let's move on to the aerial, shall we? Now for Nair, we're going to call it scrambling scratches. Simba rapidly moves his paws downward. This is in a similar vein to Yoshi down air, so think of if Yoshi down air was just his Nair. This references the many times Simba scrambles to run, as again he is a cub, so when he's running or doing some actions, it's less coordinated, so he's going to be stumbling a lot. For fair, it's going to be called aerial claw slash. Simba winds up and slashes in a forward angle. It does decent knockback. This references Simba slapping Scar towards the end of the movie in the final battle. We are actually going to take references from adult Simba. However, when you see the animations in-game, if this were to be in a game, it would be not as coordinated as you see adult Simba doing when he fights. With back air, we got backwards claw slash. Simba winds up and slashes backwards and does a solid bit of knockback. This is going to be one of his kill aerials, kind of like aerial claw slash. Next is up air, which is called upwards claw slash. He flips on his back and tries to reach and slash upwards. This references Simba pushing Scar away in the final battle. So he gives a little bit of reach because his paws are a little bit stubby and tries to get as much of an attack as he can. And finally, down air, we have paw push. Simba swings his 2 front paws downward, causing him to spin after the hit. This references Nala pinning Simba to the ground. And yep, we gotta have some Nala references in here just because they have very similar statures in the movie. Now, my favorite part about a moveset are the specials. I feel like this is where a character can be the most unique. And with Simba, he's all brawl. He has no projectiles in his moveset. He wants to be in your face, which is going to be why he's going to be a little bit faster than most characters. For neutral B, we have Fierce Claw. A multi-spin claw attack. The longer you charge, the stronger the move is. Think of this attack as Dr. Mario or Luigi down there. It's in a similar vein to that. Now, this is actually a reference to the movie, but instead a reference to one of the moves Simba uses in Kingdom Hearts 2. And you're probably telling yourself, does this guy know that Kingdom Hearts 2 came after Smash 64? And I tell you, yes, I do realize it. In my headcanon for this game, the Kingdom Hearts moveset with that move is actually a reference from Super Smash Bros. Disney on the Nintendo 64. So that's my headcanon for why this move appears before it actually does in Kingdom Hearts 2 in our timeline. Now we have side B, which is called Lion's Lunge. Simba launches himself forward with force. If caught, Simba grips onto you, does multiple claw slashes before ending with a strong bite. This references Simba playing with his dad after he got in trouble. So now this is kind of like Diddy Kong side B, where he latches onto you, make you either A, push him away, or jump on them, them do whatever you want with that. But instead, this is going to be more of a coordinated. When you latch onto the opponent, you will always do the multiple claw slashes with the final bite. There are no different variations for it. Up B is called paw pounce. Simba launches up and dives downwards paw first. This can actually be angled up, in, or out, and it has a chance to spike. So, probably familiar to a certain move of a cat wrestler from Smash. So down B is called Young King's Roar. This move is a counter. Simba will stand in a defensive yet fearsome pose. If hit, Simba lets out a tiny roar. This will do extra damage to the opponent with a stronger knockback. This references the countless times Simba tries to roar. So now, this actually had a bit of history with it. If this was adult Simba, what we were going to do is actually, if you hit the counter, it was going to stun the opponent. The higher damage your opponent is, the longer they are stunned, which at 100, you probably get a smash attack on them, which would be really powerful. But with Simba, he's young. He's not going to scare anybody. They're just going to laugh at him. So he's going to do some damage. So now we're going to talk about the grabs. So with Simba's grab, Simba grabs the opponent with his mouth and pummels them by chewing down. For forward throw, Simba shakes the opponent vigorously with his mouth and throws him forward. Think about when an animal shakes a dog toy to try to get you to play with it. Back throw is when Simba rolls backwards and just throws the opponent. This references Simba trying to wake up Mufasa. And you could probably get something similar with Ken back throw, where he does a roll and then launches it backwards. Very similar to that. For up throw, Simba lies on his back and struggles, but pushes the opponent with his paws. This references Simba pushing Scar away with his hind legs. Now, again, because he's a cub, he's not as strong. So when he pushes someone up, it's going to be a little bit before he can get that full force. Now, finally, let's talk about down throw, shall we? Simba winds up and forcefully spits the opponent out of his mouth. Now, we can't forget about the final smash, which is called Just Can't Wait to Be King. A multitude of animals from the Pride Lands trample the opponent heading towards the future king. If you think about it, this is very similar to Yoshi's Final Smash and Smash Bros. Ultimate. So now, that is the entirety of his moveset. Now, let's go on and talk about the aesthetics, which is taunts, and my favorite, color swaps. So, now, let's talk about up taunt. Simba does 4 laughs because he laughs at the face of danger. This references Simba laughing at the face of danger from the elephant skull. With side taunt, Simba does a bit of singing in which he says, "Ooh." And finally, with down taunt, Simba does a shimmy in a circle. This references his dance during Hakuna Matata. So now it's time for the alt colorizations for Simba. So for his first alt is going to be a red alt, basically. This is a reference to Pumbaa, one of Simba's close friends he meets after running away from the Pride Lands. The next alt is going to be a blue-purple alt with a red nose. This references Zazu, the advisor to Mufasa, then eventually Scar, then eventually adult Simba, a very important character in the Lion King franchise. Now we have this green alt with a white nose, and this references the grasshopper Simba tries to catch. Now you're probably saying, there's a lot more characters to reference, why aren't you referencing those characters? Well, these are the alts between 64 and Brawl. In Smash 4, we're going to give him the Olimar treatment, where Nala joins the battle. Yes, she is not an Echo Fighter, rather she is an alternate costume similar to Alf in Smash 4 and Ultimate. So for Nala's first alt, it is a brown alt with a black nose and with green eyes. This references Scar, the villain and uncle of Simba. The next alt is like a tanner alt with brown eyes and a red nose, and this is reference to Timon, as the red nose is to represent his tuft of hair on the top of his head. And finally, we have a gray alt with black eyes and a purple nose. This references the hyenas. These are the henchmen to Scar and one of the many villains in this movie. And now that is it for Super Smash Bros. Disney Episode 6. I really hope you guys enjoyed this new style of format for these videos. If you did not like it, please let me know in the comment section down below. If you do like it, we'll keep doing it. You'll keep seeing this beautiful face, as you all said. And that is pretty much it for me. Please like and comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the biggest channel. 242 subscribers. Kind of crazy we've gotten this far, as I've only been making 2 videos. Big videos, I should say. Alright, that's it for me. Peace.
Delicious honey.